Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do like this video and leave a comment down below what you think. Today I want to talk about the Toronto real estate market and show you some visualizations and statistics of the month of July and August. This video is about a market report for the months of July and August. So I'll be showing the statistics and explaining it, and then you guys can make that decision rather than me talking about my experience, what I've been through, and so forth. So the first picture is going to be, the first month's going to be the month of July. We'll start from the residential statistics. So as you can see here, this is the total residential transactions. For the month of July 2021, we had 9,339. In July 2022, we had 4,912. So it's a 47.4% dip compared to last year. So what this number means is that in 2021, we had higher listings posted on the MLS board compared to right now in July, we didn't have so many. The reason for that is because we have seen during the pandemic, it was a seller's market. There was a lot of listings posted and it was going off the market quick, a lot of overbidding, a lot of multiple offers. We're not seeing that anymore. So part of the reason why in the dip of that 47.4%, other reason that some people, as opposed to selling because they're not getting the price that they want, like during that pandemic, they're transitioning into the rental market. So they'll be giving their property for rent a year to make that money. They're making that money because it's a hot rental market, right? So it makes sense. So they hold that house for a year or two, or whatever the case is, and they generate that passive income. In this one, we see total new listings. In July 2021, we see 12,562, and July 2022, we see 12,046. It's a 4.1% decline compared to last year. Now, this is basically the same thing as the other one, just showing how many new listings are posted from that year to the next. Again, the same reason from the other one. So this one is going to be interesting for you guys. So it's property days on market. In 2021 of July, we had 20 days on the market. Of this year, July 2022, we saw 29 days. It's a 45% up compared to last year. Now, as a seller, you want your property to be sold as quick as possible to the best offer possible, right? But now as a buyer, this is a great situation. The reason for that is that you don't have to make that rash decision because you think that property is going to go off the market if you don't make that offer ASAP, right? You can make that decision sleeping on it. You can have multiple conditions. We didn't have that back during COVID, right? So it's good and bad depending on your point of view, whether you're a buyer or whether you're a seller. Next one is average selling price. So in 2021 of July, it was 1,061,724. In July 2022, it was 1,074,754. That's a 1.2 increase compared to last year. The reason for that is because house prices are still going up in the month of July, right? Where people are still selling to a little bit higher than their list price. Not as high as it used to be during the pandemic, where you saw like $100,000, $200,000 over asking. We still see that just a bit. And remember, this is from 2021 to 2022. Now I want to talk about the condominium statistics for the month of July. So as you can see here, total apartment rentals. In 2021, it was 14,904 compared to this year, which was 13,203. It's 11.4% decrease compared to last year. I believe that the number dropped is because of pandemic. During the pandemic, I'm sure you heard over the news, some people live rent-free because they couldn't afford it. They lost their job. They didn't want to go to their job because of multitude of reasons, right? So a lot of landlords and sellers who had that second property, third, whatever the case is, didn't want to rent out because of that possibility of losing that income, right? And when you go to fight or dispute that by going to the board, it takes months, and I'm sure there are a lot of issues, and it's backlogged. Then you have the average one-bedroom apartment rent. So in 2021, July is 1,887. In 2022, it's 2,269. 20.2% increase compared to last year. Like I said, this is where the rental market was starting to take off. People were starting to overbid the rental market. It was crazy. It was just the same energy that we had for the sellers market to now the rental market, being the sellers and the landlord having this crazy power of receiving multiple offers and getting prices over asking and stuff like that. Because we're still short on housing, right? Because of the pandemic, a lot of projects were delayed or stopped. So we're still short, but also the demand was there. Hence, the price was still soaring. And like I mentioned before in previous videos, someone put $300 more on a leased property when they listed at $3,000. And take that back. That was the one statistic I'm talking about. That's a 1-bedroom rental. So you can imagine a 2-bedroom apartment or a house that was for rent. So total new listings in 2021 we had 24,688 compared to 17,335. 29.8% decline compared to last year. Again, the reason was the pandemic. People did not want to take that risk, and there was less listings. So that was your statistic for the month of July. So now I want to talk about the month of August to kind of give you a comparison to see if there's an improvement or a decline between the 2 months. So as you can see right here, for August, the total residential transaction was 8,549 compared to 5,627, a 34.2% decline. So if we go back to July, it was a 47.4% decrease. But if you go from the month of July, it was 4,912 to 5,627. So we're still seeing an increase from the year 2022. So again, there's properties being listed on the market. We can't predict the market, right? We can't time the market. The keyword time. A lot of people think they can time the market. It's hard to do so. You don't know when the market will crash or there is going to be a crash. People think it might be a 2008 housing crisis with the mortgages. So you don't know what's going to happen, right? We learned in history that it's hard for it to repeat. We've learned from that, and now we can use it to our advantage and avoid that, right? Then for total new listings in August 2021, we have 10,615 compared to 2022 was 10,537, a 0.7% decrease compared to last year. So if we go back to July 2022 is 12,046. Now we see 10,537. Again, we're seeing it that less properties are being listed. They're transitioning into, as opposed to selling the property, they're putting it on the rental market because they're not getting the price that they want. They wanted that action during that COVID, the pandemic, but they're not getting it. So they looked into the rental market. Now we have property days on market. In August 2021, it was 21. In August 2022, it's 34. That's a 61.9% increase compared to last year. So if we go back to July, we saw it was a 45% increase. For July 2022, it was 29 days. Now it is 34 days, 29 to 34. So as you can see, we have the seller's market, and we still can't say it's a buyer's market. I don't want to say that yet. But it's transitioning from there to now, where buyers can put condition on their offer. They can make that well-informed decision by waiting a couple of days, weeks, whatever the case is. They don't have to make that rash decision. And because they don't believe that they will get their offer beat, they might have 1 or 2 offers there. Competing against where back then it was like 6, 7 multiple offers. It was a bidding war, overbidding. It's not that case anymore. We're seeing that type of energy in the rental market, however, though, during those 2 months, for sure. No doubt about that. The average selling price we see in 2021 of August, $1,070,201. In 2022, it's $1,079,500, a 0.9% increase compared to last year. So if we compare that to July, it was $1,074,754. So we saw an increase. Remember, this is average from your top dollar homes, luxury homes, to the middle homes, the average size homes. Keep in mind that with the interest hikes and everything, buyers are looking to find that investment property, see if they can purchase that home, because again, it might have been on the market for a while now. So they now are trying to buy that property so that they can rent it out and put it on the rental market. Or it could be a flip. Whatever the case is, we can still see people are trying to look to buy. And again, going back to the idea of time market, it's hard to do so. I don't think it can be done. If you have the financial means to buy now, buy now. If you can wait, you can wait. Simple as that. I'll make a video about that. What I think you should do, people, we have this perception that as a realtor we're persuading you or forcing you. For me, not really. I'm here to help you buy or help you sell. If you buy, and you're most likely gonna sell if it's your first home or that was your primary residential, right? If you're looking to buy another property, I'm gonna help you there. I believe relationship is everything. So if I did a great job of helping you buy or sell, whatever the case is, you're gonna come back to me, and you're also possibly gonna refer me out to your family and friends. So I'm not chasing that commission. I want to make sure I do a great job in helping you attain your goals at the end of the day. Now we'll look at the condominium statistics of the month of August. So total apartment rentals in 2021 is 13,162 compared to August, $10,110. 23.2% decline compared to last year. The average one-bedroom apartment rent in August of 2021 is $1,820. It's now $2,145, a 17.9% increase compared to last year. Now, if we compare that one bedroom to in July, it was $2,269. It has decreased. Remember, this is a one bedroom. Again, there's a lot of ways to find something what you're looking for, right? If you're a student, for instance, you don't want to live by yourself, right? It's just a big overhead cost. Why not room with someone and split that cost, that grocery, that rent? It's also more fun, rather than living by yourself. It depends on the person at the end of the day as well. Then your total new listings in August of 2021 was 28,703 compared to 16,475, a 42.6% decrease compared to last year. Now, if we look at July, it was 17,335 to 16,475 total new listing, which is a decrease. So you have all the pictures for the month of July and August, and you can compare from last year as well as from July to August. So you see the numbers. Now, what do you guys think? Is it a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market? Is it a hot rental market? What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Personally, I experienced working with a client during the hot rental market. So if you click on this video, I talk more about it and go more in depth with my experience and why I thought it was a hot rental market. But long story short, it was a hot rental market because it used to be a seller's market and now it's not, because the banks and the market are competing, or I should say combating inflation with a higher interest rate, right? In September, we had an increase of 0.75 base points. In October, there's going to be another meeting where they're going to, mostly, I think, it's going to be another increase. So what that increase, say they do make an increase in October, what that is going to make the market, the prices are not just going to go crashing down. I don't see it happening. Possibly it's going to go down a bit. And buyers are going to try to take advantage of that, try to buy that second home or investment home, or buy a bigger house, or move up north where it's cheaper rather in Toronto, and see if they can buy that big property, where if they had like a 1 or 2 garage, they can possibly buy that third garage, whatever the case is. But as a seller, it hurts because you're like, oh, I should have sold it during the pandemic. Now, wow, I just lost all that money. That's probably the mindset of the seller, and that's why they transitioned to the rental market, where they're renting it out a year or two. Maybe it will get back to normal, or like where they can sell their house to a higher price than what it is now. We don't know. It's all speculation right now with all this interest hikes, or it might be a decrease. Who knows? But it has slowed down, I personally believe, in terms of the rental market, because before the month of September, that's the month where students were coming, moving from a different country, different city, whatever, they're finding a place to rent, right? Then job, if people are moving from a different city to here, say in Toronto, because of a job, in the summer months, that was the best time to move, right? Hot climate, whatever, right? You don't want to move during the winter, and you have more listings usually during the summer. Now, after September, before, when you think of September is usually when school starts. We see a decline where you don't see many listings up. You don't see that overbidding. You see that those listings being there for a couple of days or a week, whatever the case is. Not a lot of multiple offers or overbidding and stuff. I'm not saying there isn't, it's like completely zero. There probably are, but not as many or as frequent as it was in the months of July and August. I hope this video gives you a visualization, a picture of July and August, and you guys can compare the 2 months and the year to month dates. So it's not like me making these numbers. This is all these numbers from TRREB. So some of the things that I can pull up from TRREB is that, for instance, average rents for 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom apartments are now both at record levels, surpassing the previous peak in Q3 2019. The dip in rentals was not the result of wanting demand, but instead a much more pronounced dip in the number of rental listings. With less choice, it was much more difficult for renters to get deals done. Competition between renters continues to heat up, resulting in extremely strong upward pressure on average rents. Rental supply remains a major issue in the GTA and will become more pronounced in the short term as the increasing share of well-employed individuals turn to the rental market. And I've seen that firsthand, where I think one of the offers, they said that there was 2 individuals where we had a similar offer, but in terms of the numbers, in terms of like the background numbers, those 2 individuals were making close to, I think, $100,000 alone. So $200,000 was a combined income compared to the client that I was working with. They weren't close to that figure. So as a landlord, as a listing agent, if the offer is the same, but the income is not a little bit, it's a lot different, what would you choose? The person who has a higher income. And you may think that's also great because they have a higher income. Yes, they can obviously afford this place, but eventually they're gonna move out to buy that house. They might be able to escape this rent cycle. Maybe it's just, some people think renting is an investment. Maybe they think it's an investment right now. Maybe they wait a year or 2 to buy that house, right? It's just the crazy Toronto market we're in right now, right? So again, I hope this video helps. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below or reach out to me. I'm here to help. I can help with your real estate needs. Yeah, just have a great day. Thank you. Bye.